What's up, everybody? YL with Blockchain Academics. We're going to go into Bitcoin, charting Bitcoin, and I'm going to keep this video quick because later on the day, we're going to actually do a live trading, which you guys could join. So I'm going to keep this video short and quick because we're going to be doing a live trading session, hopefully for a few hours later today. I'm going to get some work done. I'm going to go run some errands and then come back in for the night. And then we're going to do some trading with the MSR. This is in beta right now. So we're going to do some trading and we're going to catch some gains together. So let's take a look at, some of these signals quickly so you can get excited for tonight. So let me just share this in our Discord actually, so more people can jump on. But yeah, here are some of the signals that MSR has given. Buy here, and I'm going to go over how to take these entries because we wouldn't jump in right here. These would be re-entry zones, re-entry zones, re-entry zones. This was a crazy wick. Would have got you into re-entry, and if you put your stop loss there, it looks like, yeah, you would have got stopped out. Let's check out the 3 minutes. The 3 minute is what I like to trade. So it's catching some really big moves. But if we're going to be trading tonight together, we're going to be trading the 15-second. So I'm going to be trading the 15-second with you guys and basically share my entries, share my exits, and we're going to try and catch some profit together. And I'm going to try and do this a couple times a week. So, you can get exposed to the markets. You can understand how they move. You can get exposed to putting in orders. If you're a beginner, that is. So let's get right into our analysis. Apparently, one of my videos yesterday, I was bantering for too long, and Chad did not like that. So he wants it to be more precise. And did I just get rid of that? More precise and less bantering. So sorry, Chad and Karen. Let's get right into this. So let me remove all drawings and let's remove this as well. So we're going to just look at the last few days. We all know this, COVID dump. We've been working in our uptrend. This is where I noticed on the 4 hour, what I saw first. This is very evident if we look at the bigger time scale on the month, and you can see that we're creating lower lows. So I'm going to just take it from this candle and use the candle bodies actually. And we can use the wicks too, and you can just see it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I mean, we can try and get fancy with it, but you can just see. So we might get another wick up here, which I wouldn't be surprised to get like just a bull trap and get all these long holders, get all these longs activated. These breakaway traders are going to get activated. So honestly, like you can see how wicky it gets here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it. All I'm showing you on the longer time frame is we're creating evident lower highs. This is a longer, a downward channel, you can say. So you can see here in an uptrend. So when we broke below this, these are some areas I was looking for. I wanted to break this area right here, and I noticed that. I mean, everybody noticed that this trend line. This is what we kind of have to respect and hold for Bitcoin to keep working up. Aside from that, it's a broken trend. Then you know what I mean. So the market structure, the structure is just broken. So we're looking for higher highs and higher lows. As you can see here, this is just a larger downward channel that we've kind of been respecting. So I take it from there and do that as well. So you can see we put in the high 10,500. This is when everybody was bullish. Everybody was trying to buy before the halving. And if COVID didn't happen, I'm not sure we would have saw this large swing down. We could have been over 10 grand as of today, but Black Swan event, nobody could have imagined that was going to happen, and the market would have swung down like this. So swung down, a lot of people went short here. This was a classic textbook short, and they just either got liquidated, their Bitcoins, they got separated from them, and classic. You can see we're ramping our way up here. We broke this, and now we're in you know, in the short term, we've broken that trend. Long term, we're in this prolonged, you know, bear market, but we're kind of swinging. We're amazing opportunities to buy in. You could have got in at 3,000, sold at 14, got in at 4,000, sold at 10. So yeah, definitely Bitcoin gives you a ton of opportunities. That's why the market, you know, the market does act Bitcoin acts very irrational, and a market can act irrational for longer than a trader or, you know, a hedge fund, retail trader, institutional trader has funds to trade. So money management and risk management is super important. Markets can become and will be irrational for longer than you could ever imagine. So once we broke out this short-term downtrend, it's played out. Now we're in an uptrend. So what I'm looking now, and you can see here, these are some of the supports that I draw. So what I noticed is it's evident. We're at the top. We can't break $10,000. Post halving, we usually drop. Just looking at the two other halvings, and you can see here is where we made a divergence. Was it on the 4 hour? I'm just going to look on the 1 hour. Okay, yeah, you do have. I was looking for price. Yeah, okay, it is. It is. You can definitely see it. So this is a divergence on the RSI. I just kind of had like a brain fart. So you can see here how we put in a low, a high here. We put in the high here on the RSI. You can see that this, you know, if I get this straight actually, right there, that this price action is higher than here. So we put the high here and the RSI is actually working its way down. We couldn't break this high and we put in the lower high while the price put in a higher high than this high right here. That's divergence. That was the first sign of a breakdown. Another sign was, you know, just looking at our previous local high getting rejected here and not even able to get into this area. I mean, a lot of positions are trapped here, and you can see that, in my opinion, it got close, and even with some brokerages with the spreads, they'd be getting people in this area, and we kind of just shifted zones. We have a lot of long traders that think that this market's going to push into a bullish, you know, right here you can see. A lot of people who think this market was going to push into like a bullish, the largest bull market we've ever seen, type of thing, they are now trapped in their positions and they are now holding long. So if we throw in the moving averages, if we use the MSR in the 4 hour, actually, you can see that we got a signal long here and it's been pretty great. So these would be where areas where we would be buying. And we got these wick downs as well here. And yesterday we got another opportunity. So having your orders ready on these areas will provide amazing opportunities. So that's a 5%, let's be real, like a 4.3% move with some leverage. And that's a great trade. This one, 20%, you know, 5x leverage, you just did 100% there. So when we notice the market structure and the lower highs being put in, and you can just tell with a very simple trend line. You don't have to overcomplicate things. And let's remove the cloud MSR and let's put in these moving averages. So you can see that on the 4 hour, we've broken down multiple times into the moving average, 200-day moving average. I'm going to delete these lines. This is kind of what I have in mind for Bitcoin doing right now. And if we look at smaller time frames, so like the 15 minute went short. And you know, people give the larger time frames more weight, but the moves start from the smaller time frames and work their way up into the bigger time frames. It's kind of crazy thinking about it, but you see we got shorts coming in on the smaller time frames. I think maybe on the 5 minute it would be curving out or just closed. Yeah, on the 5 minute just closed. So smaller time frames will be long now. after usually a drop, we'll see a pump. So you can see, and I'm looking for 3 lows, to be honest. I got 3 attempts at wiping traders, 3 attempts at basically liquidation, margin call, or activating orders, activating long orders, because, you know, some people right here might see like, oh, this is an amazing triple bottom. I'm going to trade this triple bottom. They got in here, and now they're feeling great. It validates their positions for you know, for a little bit of time. 5 minutes here, 11:55. You know, wow, that's not a little bit of time. They're in a profitable trade, maybe for a day or something like that, and at night it breaks down on them. So everybody holding is, the zone has changed on them. They are now stuck. They're hoping, I wish we can break even. I wish I can get out of, you know, just at a small loss. And now they're not feeling so great about their positions. So you can just see how market makers are amazing at taking Bitcoin away from people. Like, this is like the textbook long, you know, almost 3 taps down here and kind of start to blast off. But now it did the opposite. So I'm looking for 3 moves deep down into stop losses. You got 1 here, you got 1. I'd go for the 1 here. Here is very similar to that. That stop would be taken out. And then you got the push right here. So I'm looking for a small jump up, which will mark on the 4-hour. I'll take the Fibonacci from here, and I won't use it from the top because this is the candle that broke everything down. This is the candle that, you know, had the influence and that moved sellers and buyers into this direction. So I'm going to take that there. And this is the area I'm looking for a retest, potentially the 61.8. This is a strong PRZ price reversal zone, a strong PRZ zone right here. So let's mark this spot up. And you can see how interactive it is with all the candles as well. So this, and we're below pretty serious, like there's a change of polarity. We're below some very serious overhead resistance now. So I'll extend this on a higher time frame so you can see just how important these lines are. And then I said, 50%. Let's do 50%. Let's highlight 68%. And then this is the one as well, 78.6% that I wanted to highlight. And now we're going to take a look at them. So if I have this, I'm gonna do it like this. Oh, that's not gonna hit. You know, sometimes I'm very quick with my lines, and then sometimes like it comes down to these dollar, and like you're so close, so you need to sometimes be very specific with them. But I'm gonna be quick here because this is just for the video. So I'm expecting something like this. You can see that there's a small trend line here, and maybe we can put it from here. No, that's not going to work. So I want to take as many candles as many wicks as I can. I got 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3 here. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe we'll get rejected here. So I'm going to get rid of the MSR, and I'm going to go into the day, and I'm going to see how serious these lines are, how serious these resistances are. Get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this because you just know that the 61 and 78% Fibonacci levels, they're very interactive. They hold a lot of weight. Strong PRZ zones. That's how I should put it. So as you can see now here, we have a lot of resistance that we need to try and break over. This is a large bearish. This was the bearish engulfing wick, but this is a large bearish candle, which I would, you know, potentially see 50% retrace of this move on the daily, which would actually get us, yeah, it would get us, I think I took the 4-hour from here. So 50% retracement would be 9,300. I have a 9,300 target for this, for it to break down. So if we get the trend line back up, get the trend line back up, something, it's not going to just fall as hard as it can. Markets do fall 3 times harder than they do climb, but you do get bounces. It's not going to just keep falling. You'll see bounces. So and you can see that we're going to look for this close on the daily, because on the daily, if this closes, then it would be slightly bearish. You have the TD sequential 2/1, and you can see the bulls are definitely pushing here. It's just I'm not convinced. I want to turn on the volume. I don't have the volume, and I just want to see what type of volume we're seeing. And then I'm going to wrap it up because we are going to do trading session tonight. I'm not sure if it's going to be on the 15-second, 3-minute. We're going to use MSR, and we're going to get on a lot of trades, hopefully a lot of trades. So I'm going to keep this video short. These are the areas, and you can see here how this was used as amazing support here. Resistance, resistance, resistance here, resistance, support. And you can see that these areas, this is going to be hard for Bitcoin. In my opinion, this is going to be hard for Bitcoin to get out of this downward unless we got a lot of buying. Unless we have a lot of buying, I think this is going to be hard for Bitcoin. And these are the areas that I'm looking for, short areas, and I'm looking for candlestick variations as well. If it's looking toppy, start seeing some dojis up here, a bearish engulfing candle. And then it looks like the perfect place to put in a lower high. It's going to give me more confluence to take this short. But potentially, if you're looking at the trend, we're still in this uptrend. It hasn't broken down yet. So instead of taking a short, you'd be covering your longs. Covering just means you'd be either taking profits, be putting in a break-even stop loss, or, just making sure that you're covering your position, taking less exposure. Because as you can see here, there is volume coming in, but it's not as convincing. It's like, as you can see, a ton of volume coming in here, a ton of volume coming in here. This is the pre-halving volume. And it's kind of just dying down. And like here for the RSI, where I put the divergence, where we broke this high, you can see actually that all this volume, you're getting a higher price with less convincing volume. So this was a perfect short. This was definitely a perfect short. Hindsight 2020. But I am looking for this area to fail, to reverse off the Fibonacci at the 68 or 78 mark. And then I'm looking for this to break down. So potentially something like this. And then I'm off for the day until I come back tonight. So maybe come back down, maybe come back up, break below, test this trend line. If you're lucky to get a re-entry. Sometimes you don't get the test, and then I come down. So I'm looking for this large shakeout, this large, nasty shakeout, which is going to, it'll get the people who bought before the halving to kind of reconsider, was this a great investment? I bought at the top. Bitcoin's going to keep going, downwards for a lot longer. Not only that, maybe COVID comes back. Maybe I need some more money. Market makers and whales, they're doing an amazing job of taking Bitcoins away from people like you and I. They do an amazing job. And when you start to notice these traps and notice how they move, you can start playing in line with them, and you can take a ride with the whales. That's what I try to do. I try to ride with the whales. I don't try to go against them. I really don't, because you'll get wiped out. You're not trading against other traders. I mean, you are, but there's this very famous saying, and it's like, money goes from impatient trader to patient trader. And then you get the sense like you're against traders, only traders, but you need to remember you're against market makers and whales, and their one goal is to separate you from your Bitcoin. Look at all these wicks, so I think we'll see some shakeout. We'll see some very negative emotions and press against Bitcoin. Maybe COVID comes into play again, phase 2, shakeout. People who bought thinking the halving was going to explode their price to 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 may get these emotions, fear, anger, capitulation, weak hands. They sell. Bitcoins get moved to market makers, and then we see the largest bull market ever. I'm thinking 100 grand, 150 grand. And the real problem, like the value of Bitcoin is just, there's nothing that even compares, and it's unconfiscatable. So that's what I'm going to end this with. I'm going to see you guys hopefully in like 7 hours. Going to try and trade for a couple hours tonight, try and get some good trades in. So make sure to subscribe, like, comment if you guys have any questions. I'll see you guys later today. Thank you for watching.